Hi. So let's take a look at a flow practice with some back bends in them, shall we? I want to say this. Let's think about strong back, soft front when we practice today. And let's also think about, I love the wheel as an image because whenever we're moving and opening the spine, we want to be sure as much as we can be that there's an evenness in that arc so that we're not hitting the spine with one place of overbend, okay? So we'll just say that. And the other thing that's so lovely here, well, there's two other things I want to tell you about. One is there's a little bit more emphasis on the inhale in this practice today. And also, I like, whenever I'm going to do a little bit of opening of the chest and the heart, I like to think about what's happening in my own life and where I could use to be a little bit more open and, yes, vulnerable, the courage of vulnerability. So you might consider that for a moment. And then we can use our practice rather than trying to achieve particular postures. It's really a practice of unfolding what happens to be here at this time. All right? So let's begin in puppy pose, please, with your knees down. Tuck your toes under, walk your arms forward. Draw your chest toward the floor. Rest the forehead on the ground. And feel what we like to call the eye of awareness, the forehead center just resting as we draw the lower navel back behind us to lengthen the lower spine. Take a breath into the side ribs. And I'll take 2 more breaths into the side ribs, feeling them expand, widen. Good. Spread your fingers wide apart. Feel tiger clawing happening at the floor. Look forward and then gradually rise up. Let's come to cat pose, rounding. And then pubic bone toward coccyx. Inhale, open. Exhale, rounding. Inhaling. Just beginning to make the spine more malleable, more through breath and softening. We just give up our attachment to getting anywhere. Good, then come back to neutral spine. Move right knee toward midline a little bit. Send left leg back behind you. Right arm extends forward. Drawing length out of this. If you feel pretty solid here, you could bend left knee and reach back and see if you can find your ankle or foot. And have the leg lift and open the shoulder. The gaze is steady. And we inhale, exhale, down we come. Right leg extends back, left arm forward. A little knitting of the lower ribs to the top of the hips. Bending right knee if you wish. Take your left arm back. Have your leg do the work. And keep it easy. It's early in the practice. Inhale, exhale, hand down, knee down. All right, so from here, let's take the hips back. Just pressing a little bit the hands into the mat. opening up the soles of the feet. Good, then walk the hands forward, toes tuck under, hips draw way up and back. Keep the knees bent first. And we'll just do a little bit of lengthening in the shoulders by pressing the whole hands, both of them, into the ground, drawing the chest toward the floor any amount. And we're over-exaggerating here, building length in the spine. Then pull back and take your outer upper arm bones and wrap them out and down, okay? And then go ahead, walk the feet out a little. And then settle into your dog. Feel the mounds of your fingers pressing, the mound of your thumbs pressing. Externally rotate the arm bones a little bit. Inhale, exhale through the mouth. Again. And lastly, we inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step forward between your hands. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, fold. Let's do that again. Pubic bone and sternum move away from each other. Exhale. And then one more. Exhaling. And then let's roll up, bend your knees, gradually rise. Okay, pausing in mountain pose here. Okay, so here's a good place to feel strong back. Press through your heels and the balls of your feet. And feel yourself rooting into the ground. Soft front. Feel how the breath expands and opens the chest. And we'll draw navel to spine as if we're zipping up a little bit here so that the breath purposely moves up into the top chest area for now. Here we go. Let's inhale. Exhale, folding forward, out and down. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, hands down, step back to plank pose. We pause in plank and fill up that space between the shoulder blades. Push back through your heels. Inhale. Exhale, knees down, whole body down. Point your toes back. Inhale, pull your mat. Take a couple breaths here just to open up the chest. Feel how the shoulder blades are connected, how they support the heart in a certain way. Check your shoulders. Feel your shoulders drawing away from your ears. And make your legs so strong. Inhale. Exhale, down we come. Navel to spine. Hips back over heels. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Steady here. Feel strong back, soft front here. What's that like? Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or float forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, release, mountain. Take a breath. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, step back to plank. 1 breath in plank. Inhale. Exhale, either knees to the floor, chest and torso down, or slowly lower. And then inhale, cobra or upward dog if you know it. Press your feet. Exhale back over the toes, downward dog. Steady and present. Feel the feet and the hands pushing away from one another, growing the spine incrementally.
Inhale. Exhale, knees bend, look past the hands, step or float forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise.
Exhale, release. One more. Inhale. Exhale.
Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or float back, lower through the way that you do. Then inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, back over the toes. Noticing the way the body feels, present to the breath. Inhale, exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or float forward. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise up, palms touch.
Exhale, release the arms. Okay, here we go. Inhale. Exhale, fold.
Now send your left leg back behind you, knee to the floor, top of the foot to the floor.
We pause here, hands come to the thigh, just release hip flexors. Some of you might have hands at the floor or blocks. And if you wish, send the arms upward. Have the palms meet at the top like you're holding a hummingbird. And if you feel ready and you can open through the upper back, begin to extend. Draw the shoulder blades up to support the heart. Strong back, soft front begins back at your heel on your left foot. Follow that path all the way up the back leg. Into the back, the shoulders, arms, and hands. Inhale, exhale, release hands to the ground. Tuck left toes under, take right leg back, lowering through. Inhale, we open. Exhale, back, downward dog.
Remember, at any time, if you prefer not to do the vinyasa, you can come right into downward dog. Meet me there. We inhale, exhale, bend the knees. Bring the feet forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise.
Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, fold.
Inhale. Exhale, right leg back, knee to the floor, top of the foot to the floor.
Pause here, sinking. It's an interesting idea to have the back be strong and the soft part be the front, especially around the hip flexors. If you feel ready to take the arms up, do. With the palms just touching, that's nice because we've got to really extend through the inner arms. Generally, the left shin, the front shin is vertical. Some people like to bring the knee over the big toe. You can make that choice for yourself. Then feel your blades support your heart. Inhale, exhale, hands to the ground. Left leg back, lowering if you wish. Inhale, and exhale back.
Allow the body to get quiet. Just listen to the breath. And we inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or float forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, releasing. Inhale, rising up, palms touch. Exhale, arms beside you. One more. with the breath, we inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee to the floor, arms extend up. Exhale, hands to the ground, right leg back, lower. Inhale. And exhale back. 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or float forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, give it away. Inhale, rising. And we'll go straight into the other side here, folding forward. Right leg back, knee to the floor, top of the foot to the floor. Inhale. Exhale, releasing. Right toes tuck under, left leg back, lower. Inhale. Exhale back. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, knees bend, look past the hands, step or float forward. Inhaling. Exhale, release. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, release. Pause here, feel the body. So let's just notice the distinction between this action of the lower ribs and the top hips and this action where we let it go, okay? Just know that you have both available to you. Knowing when to use each happens to be rather essential as we look at opening the body. Good, so come to chair pose, bend the knees, fingertips graze, extend the arms, either arms parallel or palms in prayer position like we're holding that hummingbird. And then from here, we'll actually accentuate the back curve. Try to have it be the upper back as much as possible. And then sink in just to wake up the Achilles tendons. Draw your sit bones together. Then inhale, rise. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or float back, lower through, or meet in the dog. Quiet. Watching breath, watching mind. Feel strong back, soft front. Then right leg extends back. Inhale, exhale, thigh to rib cage. Foot lands lightly between the hands. Back heel is off for our purposes. Send the arms upward, high lunge. Here's a good place to notice the difference between ribs and hips, drawing in versus not. And you just check for yourself. There's a place for this. We talk about this quite a bit. And there's a place for this. And wherever we go habitually, it's generally worth exploring the other. Watching the breath, growing the posture. We inhale, exhale. Now let's slowly bring the left hand to the ground. We'll pivot onto the outside of the left foot. This is where some of us will stay, opening out, right arm extends. You might decide to take the right leg back behind you, coming to Vasisthasana. And this is a time not for a back bend. Glue your lower ribs toward your hips. Inhale, exhale, slowly right hand descends, lower through. Inhaling, exhale back. Quieting, not through force, but just through release. When you send your left leg back, feel the knitting from the lower ribs to the top of the hips. Inhale, exhale, thigh to rib cage. Land the foot or carry it. Okay, back to back heel. We rise up. We steady the gaze. Arms parallel or palms in prayer. And then feel from the back heel all the way up the back leg, the back, the strength there. Inhaling, exhale, slowly release right hand to the ground. We turn pivot onto the outside of the right foot. The left arm could go up. This could be the posture, or left leg on top. Zip up your midline like we were doing in mountain pose. Gaze at the floor or at the top hand. Inhale, exhale, release left hand slowly. And let's take our sweet time coming down. So either knees to the floor, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Just pause and rest on a cheek. Noticing the heart beating. You can easily feel all the soft bits right up against the floor. Okay, so here we go again, where we're going to lengthen now the back line. Push through the balls of your feet, lifting the feet off the ground. I like to separate my toes because they live in shoe coffins all the time, and any chance we get, go wide like their fingers. Take the arms back behind as if we're holding a tray. There is a bit of zipping up the midline here. And playing with subtle retraction of the shoulder blades, drawing them together slightly. And with each breath, we grow the posture, which means, will the legs lift? Can the arms lift? So good for the back. Feel this all throughout the back. Inhale, exhale, down we come. Pause and rest on the other cheek. Noticing breath, noticing sensation, how we feel after each posture. So much good information there. We bend the knees, sweep your arms back, grasp the ankles if you can. If you can't, keep your arms out like this, palms face up. Lift the thighs off the ground. Okay, legs are strong. Breath to top chest. Subtle peeling open of the shoulder blades. And a couple more breaths. Inhale, exhale, down we come. Let's rest again. The feeling into what is here. The catch is to feel it and experience it fresh, as opposed to telling a story about it. We don't want to miss a single breath, do we? Okay, so slowly rise. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and first land on the heels. So just sit back on the heels. And you may find that this is uncomfortable, in which case you've got a block that you can place under the sit bones. If you can, move the feet out and sit down on the ground. Don't let the pelvis just float there. Be sure it's on a surface. Feel the feet now, the toes widen and they press into the floor to help lengthen the spine. Good. For those of us with knee issues, sometimes it's really quite uncomfortable to have the knees together, in which case the knees can be a little bit wide. Another thing to watch is that people will turn their toes out like this. We don't recommend that. So let's have the feet parallel, too hard on the ankles, you know? That's why props are really lovely here. Now, if this is okay and you feel as though you could gather more length along the front of your thighs, which you need for back bending, you can slowly release back. This is also nice to have a bolster here, so the bolster can be underneath the back. Or come down if it's available to you. There's all kinds of funky things that can happen on the way down here. What we want to be sure is that we're not struggling, that we are able to come to a peaceful place where we are. So feel into your body and be sure that whatever you're doing is lengthening the quadriceps and the rest of you is quite content. In any case, for all of us, no matter where we are, the coccyx is moving toward the pubic bone. Follow that? Okay, so let's slowly find our way up and walk knees in just a little bit. Tuck the toes under. So this is bow pose. Now we just happen to be up on the knees. And this is a great posture to look at the relationship between strong back and soft front. So think about from your heels all the way up, grow the posture along the back of the legs, draw the thighs forward. I'll even remind my thighs. Then lift the scapula up to support the heart. I keep my chin to my chest until I can bring my hands to my heels, ideally together if it's possible. And then there's a lot of forward momentum here because the back is drawing forward. And then if it's okay for your neck, release the head and neck back. And that means you don't feel any pain when you release the head back. Otherwise, keep chin into chest. Now from here, strong back. Take the breath high up into top chest. Soft front. We might consider that thing that we started with, you know, whatever it is we're working on, practicing with. Sometimes it's being with difficult family members or friends. Sometimes a particular challenge. Just look at where, if we were a little more open, where that could benefit us. And we practice feeling open from the inside out here. Now, when we come out of this, its head comes up last, thighs forward. Slowly peel your way up. Pause here, feel, it's usually pretty good. And then let's take puppy pose. Chest toward the floor, hips up. Even here, we're growing the spine. And then slowly come back up. Now with camel pose and several of the back bends, we never really do just one. We usually do a couple because with each back bend, it tends to grow. All right, so thighs forward. Feel the scapula opening slowly. Hands to ankles. Some of you might want the front of your feet down as the hands come to the ankles, the thighs move forward. Wake up the whole back. Back supports the front. The front can be soft. Feel the shin bones pressing into the floor. Okay, that's plenty. So here we go. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, back to puppy. So we stay in a subtle back bend. Anytime we go down the back bend train, we stay in subtle back bends until we're complete with them. And we're not complete with them just yet. Slowly we rise up. Let's scoot the legs around. Bring them out in front. Let's find our way onto our back. Okay, so we're headed toward everybody's favorite back bend. Probably the only back bend posture that I would advise at night. And the way to do that one is to stick the block under the sacrum. So nice. If you have a block, do that. But otherwise, fingertips graze the heels. Shoulder blades slide in and down. Good, lift the hips up. You could feel as though there's a block between the legs. Squeeze. Squeeze just a little bit so you're sure your midline is strong. Press upper arm bones into the floor. I like the fingertips pointing upward variation. And make your way into your spine. Sternum moves toward chin, not the other way around. Knees forward. Subtly growing the spine. It's very subtle. Such an interesting relationship between how much contraction you bring to the glutes. Some people tend to contract the glutes a lot. Some people not at all. So find the middle way for you. Couple breaths high up into top chest here, flushing out. Inhaling, exhale, let's release the arms, come up onto the balls of the feet, and then slowly make your way down. Good, let's pause and feel into this. Soles of the feet together, legs go wide. Just enjoying all the sensation. And riding the breath with our attention. Okay, so we have a choice to make now. The hands come to the outside of the thighs. We bring the legs back up. So we might be moving to bridge, and we might be moving to wheel. Wheel. So what'll happen is, let's all move back up into bridge. Feel the support of the shoulder blades and the entire back. Feel that into the back of the legs and the feet. Either stay here, and if you want to make this fancy, move your right foot into midline, send the left leg straight up, or headed to wheel. Hands come under the shoulders so your fingers turn back toward your hips. Look at your arm bones. The arms are parallel with each other. When we inhale, come up onto the top of the head to begin. And look at your arms again, they're parallel with each other. And then push the floor away. Attempting to straighten the arms, press into the feet. This is a good time to look at back body strong, front body soft. Can we find that? A couple more breaths here. We inhale, exhale, we all come up onto the balls of the feet, and then slowly the back of the head lands, and we come right back down. Soles of the feet together, knees wide, close the eyes, pause. Rest in this. Now, such an interesting question is, can we from the inside out become more open, loving human beings? Well, in fact, we can. Not as a good idea, but as a felt, lived experience. Times like this in the practice, we can play with that, softening. Like, say we have a grudge, we haven't forgiven someone, or we haven't forgiven ourselves. Can we make a little room? Because we can begin to feel that as contraction in the body. And the more open we are, the more connected we are to ourselves and to everyone around us. Okay, so like I said, there's never just one back bend, right? So let's head right back into your variation, either bridge. If you are taking a leg up, you can see what work it is to keep the hips level. You might try taking your hands under your hips and then lifting your right leg and playing with keeping it there as you move your arms out. Otherwise, if you're in bridge, hands under the shoulders, check that your arms are parallel, then up, rest, check again, up we go. And really take your attention into upper back. Feel how the scapula are there to support you. You could straighten the legs. They don't have to come together, the inner feet, but they could. Or you can walk the feet in even closer. Make like a wheel. It's nice to imagine being the hub of the wheel. The center. Feel where center is in your body right now. Notice midline, strong inner legs draw in toward each other slightly. And then come up onto the balls of the feet. And down we come. And rest in what is here. It's making room. And including everything that's here. That part's very important. Not always easy to do, but it's freeing in the long run. Okay, take your hands to the outside of the thighs. Draw the legs in, knees toward chest. Let's give ourselves a hug. Notice that we've just reversed this. So the back bends are coming to their close. And then we'll take the left ankle in front of the right thigh for figure 4, interlacing the fingers in front of the shin or behind the thigh. Now we use the exhale. And when I say use the exhale, I mean just focus on the exhale, because this is a forward fold and it helps, the exhale helps to relax the body. From here, we might take the right foot to the ground, the arms like cactus, and roll the legs now out to your left. You could press the ball of your right foot into the ground as you turn your gaze toward your right arm. Feel the length of the spine growing and the whole right side body lengthening. And we inhale, come back to center, unwind that. Let's cross, coming to the other side. Just meeting what's here with kindness, which is another way of saying just give ourselves a little bit of a break. Just noticing the exhale We don't have to try to do anything. We're just listening. And place the left foot down on the ground, arms out once again. The legs roll to the right, looking to the left. The left ball of left foot can push. So gathering length and at the same time relaxing. Slowly returning. Good. And then let's place the legs down. And the arms beside us, palms face up. And as we sink into the ground here, the earth element of the bones sinking toward the earth element that is the ground beneath us. Let the back of the body relax now. So back body soft, front body soft too. And with each breath, we sink in a little more deeply. Even the sides of the face seem to melt out toward the ears. And even though we're relaxing, resting, we're still very present. Very gently riding the wave of the breath with our attention. And imagining that we didn't really have the boundary of the flesh at all, that the inside of the body and the outside of the body is at its very heart space. And we just let ourselves dissolve a little bit. Appreciating the space between thoughts. You can remain here. Or if you wish, you could bring one knee at a time into the chest and give ourselves a hug. Rolling to one side, let the head rest, and just offer the benefits of our practice. Let's just have them pass right through us to others. May we all be happy and healthy and at peace. And we slowly make our way up to a seat. Sitting with a long spine. So we can end our practice on the mat, but begin the practice of noticing through the day. Can we have strong back, soft front in our dealings with one another, in the car, wherever we are? Just checking in. Open mind, open heart. Drawing the palms together. 1 Om. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Om. Bring the hands to the forehead, right thought. May we be steady and present and joyful. The hands come to the mouth, right speech. May our words improve upon the silence. Our hands come to our heart, right action. May we be the change that we wish to see. Namaste.